cooperation across the sectors, from the startups to the big platforms to the old universities. That includes, for example, in the very difficult question of what is and isn't fake news online, what if people had a chance, if they saw something that made them angry, to say, I'd like to know if anything further develops on this story. I'm angry, but I'd like to know more. And if enough people say they want to know more, that story goes to a waiting panel of 3 librarians, or 2 teachers and a librarian, to actually look at that story and help assess its truth and its sourcing, exactly what teachers and librarians have been trained to do for centuries. And then they can issue their thoughts and show their work. And people can learn from it, even on Facebook. It'll just push out, hey, there's an update. It turns out there is no Denver Guardian. Thought you'd want to know. And in fact, maybe instead of being 2 teachers and a librarian, it should be a teacher, a librarian, and a student. What better way to learn than to engage in the practice that can help the world and help you learn yourself about something? And that could be done at a distance. This doesn't have to be in a physical classroom. This can be done using so many of the tools that people in this audience are building for education at a distance. And for problems like this, libraries are stepping up in order to be preserving digital copies with a digital hash, so that if a single pixel or bit of a book is changed, it won't add up anymore. And we'll know that there's been a change from what there was before. It's called locks. Lots of copies keeps stuff safe. And similarly, for the issue about the book reading you as much as you read the book, and you can bet the Kindle is reading you. As an author, sometime soon, if Amazon wanted to tell me, Amazon could tell me at exactly what paragraph of my book people stop reading. It might be depressing to know, but I could update the book with a cat exactly in that place and keep people reading a little bit longer. And so many of the products and services that are being offered and developed, again, among people in this room, have analytics as a core part of it. And that's great. It's so good to know where you stand, and as a teacher, to know where your students stand. But only if you've got the concept of loyalty, the loyalty of the learned profession towards its clients, so you know you'll be using that information for their benefit. Arthur C. Clarke, the science fiction novelist, had what he called his 3rd law. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And that's nice to have something just work like magic. In fact, he was drawing from a more blunt observation of a predecessor, Lee Brackett, who said, witchcraft to the ignorant, simple science to the learned. Whether it's vocational, lifelong, early, university, the ideal of education is to keep the wonder of the magic going. Yes, it just works, wow, but to show what's in the magician's hat, to show people how they might themselves reproduce it or evaluate the rabbit that comes out of that hat. Here's another way I've tried to conceive of Clarke's 3rd law. In this graph of people, one little corner is the nerds. These are the folks that know the technology so well already, they'll never be prisoner to it. They know all the tricks. There aren't that many nerds, but they're pretty powerful. In this corner are what you might call the Luddites, the people who say, I'll just read the book version, thanks. I don't need to hear about a digital hash of 1984. I can suffer with the actual book. And I'm not on Facebook, and et cetera, et cetera. There's a diminishing number of those as well. In the middle is everybody else. And I think the core purpose of us as educators and those associated with the educational sector is really to think about leadership, not only how to guide, how to teach, but how to teach the people we're teaching how to teach, how to have them experience the wonder of the environment around them, the magic, but to do so with loyalty to the people we know they can become as they embrace the educational environment. So let me end. Our core purpose? Well, I might have in an earlier time used the word engagement, but of course engagement has a certain meaning these days that is more around just accreting clicks and keeping people online. If somebody is offered that terrible loan and takes it, that's engagement, but maybe that's not loyalty to them. So if I had to pick a word, it's a form of enlightenment, a word that expresses a process, a noun that is a verb. Enlightenment that brightens us, and with the brightness suggests not only knowledge, but values. That unites us, I think, as people devoting ourselves to this sector, excited about the technology, knowing that it's going to be suffusing what we do and helping to bring it there, but bringing it with the values that express the best of humanity and are loyal to it. Enlightened. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
Please take a seat. We're going to continue. Yes, people here at the front row, thank you so much. Please, could you go outside to talk? Thank you, thank you. What a powerful beginning we had this morning. Yes, Chairman Álvarez Payete. Excuse me, the front row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, there's lovely cafeterias outside. Isabel, please, thank you, thank you. So, as I was saying, what a powerful beginning. Chairman Álvarez Payete was giving us a call to action to create a movement today and to share all the knowledge that we're going to enjoy these next coming 3 days. Jonathan, wow, he's given us so many interesting information and comments, and he's already given Chairman Jose Maria a new name because now he's Chairman Payete. He's not Álvarez Payete anymore, despite all my efforts of saying his name correctly. There you go. What a fantastic job Jonathan has at Harvard. But the truth is, the best job here is mine. To be the MC on such a wonderful stage is something everybody wants to do. Jose Maria Alvarez Payete has taken my role this morning and introduced Jonathan Citrain. And now it has happened again because we have such a great speaker that instead of me introducing her, which is what I'm here for and which I researched on, I had a special request from somebody much more important than me to introduce her. I couldn't say no because she is the president of IE Exponential Learning, and she wants to introduce our next speaker. There she is. Please, let's welcome Teresa Martín Retortillo.
Thank you, Patricia.
Tell them the truth.
Yes, I stole your job today. So
She stole my job today, but the next speaker is very dear to her and to this Enlightened conference. That's why she would like to introduce her to you guys, and she's going to tell you why. Thank you, Teresa.
there is two things that I like to share with you about the next speaker. Her name is Professor Barbara Oakley, and I have the deepest respect and admiration for her for the impact that she has had in so many learners. So the two things you need to know about her is, number one, she actually created an online program to help people learn how to learn. She brings a fresh look to it and has touched more than 2.5 million people, enabling them with new ways of learning. That's thing number one. Thing number two is that, as Chairman Alvarez Payete referred to this morning, we are going to an era where we need to keep on learning. And therefore, lifelong learning is the essence of what we're going to be talking about today.